Episode 61 of the Holo Chronicles podcast, part of the Beyond the Blast Doors network. We will be going over the highlights of the 8th Mando Monday, and we will be joined by our new friends, READFIVE Designs, and our network buddy, David Amelotti. Josh, you may fire when ready.
Andrew, head move. Is that it? We're coming in like cobras. What's up?
Hey, not much. I just got this fresh new track jacket.
Oh, God.
I am feeling good. In fact,
what
good.
A flex. What a
so
flex.
Good. Ashley Eckstein liked it.
Who wouldn't like it? Who wouldn't like it?
That's my favorite part. Right there.
Don't do that anymore. What are you doing?
I'm excited. Can't you tell?
It does look like you could host a pod or a show and then also participate in like NASCAR or something. So you look amazing. Like awesome.
Okay.
NASCAR. Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready. Days of Thunder.
Days
of Thunder.
Josh. Well, here we are, week 8, dude. We got a lot to talk about today.
We do. I don't know if we'll have time for all of it. We've got the 8th Mando Monday.
Right.
We've got
not the last Mando Monday, by the way.
Not the last.
One more.
We got one more. We've got one post episode 8.
Yes.
We're gonna talk some toy release news and merch news. We have a story 5 months in the making that will now come to a conclusion.
Yes. Yes,
and we've got a couple of really fun guests that we're going to pull up here in a second. These two gentlemen have stayed up until 3 a.m. their time, just to hang out with us tonight, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce the two guys from READFIVE Designs, Greg and Gianni.
Hey,
welcome.
Boys, how's it going?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Very well.
We're doing better than you are. We're very awake.
That's why I got my glasses on to cover my bags under my eyes.
Oh, that's how you hide them. Right, okay.
Well,
I should have like Amazon cucumbers on them.
Yeah, that's perfect. So Greg and Gianni are heading up a project that Josh and I are backing on Kickstarter, and we feel like it's an incredible product. We wanted to give them a little bit of airtime to share what they're doing, because the time to participate is coming to a close pretty soon. Am I right?
Yeah, we're down to the last few days.
4 days.
5 days. All right.
So it'll end on Friday or Saturday of this week.
I think
let's say Friday. We'll give them an extra little buffer. We can just say Friday.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So, Greg, let me start with you. Greg, how did you connect with Gianni and come up with this idea?
So, Gianni, I've known just through family, kind of at a distance. We've crossed paths occasionally here and there and chat a bit, but Gianni knew at the time last year I was working kind of like social media for various companies and what have you as a job. Gianni had these awesome posters. You can see one behind him right now that he was working on, and he wanted to kind of sell some over Christmas. So he got in touch with me because he wasn't on Facebook and all that. So I was helping him get it all set up. He kind of smashed it over Christmas. Then he got in touch with me again in January to be like, I've got another idea. It's a bit bigger than posters, and I might need your help. And he pitched a book idea to me and asked if I wanted to be part of it. And obviously I was like, hell yeah, man, of course I'll be part of this. And so begun he was already, it was already in his head. He already had his ideas for it. He was already showing me images of what it's going to look like. So I joined in, and primarily just to help with like the exposure and getting it out there. But obviously during that time and COVID, we'd kind of shake things up a bit. And I ended up doing all the photography for the book and kind of helping Gianni out a lot more. And after a while, it became a mix of both our minds, and really happy of how it's looking. So yeah, thanks for bringing me on, Gianni.
So Gianni, before this, you were into making posters. Is that how this got started?
Yeah, I mean, I'd sort of I had the idea of the book quite a bit of time before that, but I sort of ventured into the posters and doing the collection posters, a bit like the ones behind, based on the card backs of the original figures. And they all went, they sold out. They've all sold out now, so they sort of got a good response from them, and that sort of gave me a bit of more encouragement to get into doing the book and everything. And sort of how it started is quite a while ago, a friend of mine who's a private collector, I was helping him catalogue a lot of his collection, and that sort of faded out really, but I still had all this material and everything to use, which they were quite happy for me to use. And so I sort of just started to piece together what I could in terms of content for the book. And when I first thought about it, I thought, we'd do a book on everything, cover all the figures from all the different territories in terms of around the world, from the ones in Mexico to France to Meccano and all that sort of thing. So, but then we realised you wouldn't all get it in one book, especially the way that we wanted to present it, So we decided to obviously start with Kenner, and that was the where it all started. So it sort of made sense for that to be the first book. And even then, we realised we wanted to we wanted to cover vehicles and play sets and everything like that. But then we still couldn't get that all into one book, and we went so much. Up here, which is a blank proof of the book.
Oh, nice!
I'll take it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's all blank pages.
But this just gives you an idea of what the book's going to be.
Oh, nice!
It's going to be like 400 plus pages. It's going to weigh a fair amount.
So how long have you guys been putting this together? Like from that first conversation to where we are today? How long has that been?
I mean, I sort of probably over 2 years ago that it was longer than that I'd started sort of collecting all the imagery and stuff like that through friends' collections and what I've got, and various people were sort of supplying figures and that we could use in the book. But I sort of got Greg on board with the posters initially. And we have had other people help us along the way and contribute, but not everyone can give 100%. They help out where they can, but they can't commit 100%. And I sort of approached Greg and knew what his skill sets were, and it was something that I needed. And he jumped on board with me, and that's probably
just over a year ago, about a year ago now.
So a year and a half ago, wasn't it? So yeah, so that's where we got, we sort of tried to get as much of the book done as possible to get it ready for the Kickstarter, because we didn't want to be left at a point where people would pledge their money and then have to wait an age for the book to come out.
Yeah,
so
like a year.
We wanted to try and collect it as much as we could now.
So guys,
we've got as much of the book done as possible.
So guys, for those that are just joining us here in the chat, and I know we have a few people in there that like Shabby Mark's in there and Frammy, who
hello, Shabby.
Can you tell everybody else, and maybe just in a quick summary of like what is this book going to provide for them?
Okay, so what it does, it covers all the card fronts and card backs for the Kenner figure range. It will cross-reference everything as well, so everything in the whole book will be cross-referenced. We've also got, I mean, this is actually the book.
There it is.
Oh, I just love seeing that.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I'm just going to try and dig out a particular script, because
so much in there. It's so much in there.
Yeah. Just any page will do.
I'll be scribbling on it. But one of the unique features of the book is these flow charts. So what we did is we took all the card backs and all the information that we knew, we stripped it all the way back, and what we came out with what we were calling the masters, which are just the purely printed cards with no stickers or anything attached to them. And then from that information, we were able to calculate all the cards that do exist, what cards could exist based on the sticker applications that are applied. So we can then predict possible cards that are out there.
Wow.
And which we tinted in the book. So that's one of its unique features. And then what we do provide with the book is a set of stickers, so that if those cards ever surface, and you know, new cards are coming up all the time, you can then, if you choose, you can take those stickers and apply them into the book, replacing the tinted ones with full strength images of those existing cards.
Oh wow, that's awesome. It's interactive.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
the hardest.
You know, you get your own adventure. They don't want to tarnish the book by putting stickers in it, but the option's there. That's the point of it, really. But like, for instance, you know, we're going to show the first appearance as a full-size card. All the figures are in there at full size.
Oh wow!
And so variations too, right?
Sorry. Yes, we're working through the variations. They're still work in progress at the moment, but yes, we will include those as well. I'm just trying to find
such a big discussion trying to decide what goes in and what doesn't, and how far we go, and what's too far. Like, we really pull ourselves back so many times, and since the Kickstarter's launch, we've actually ended up adding more to it anyway.
Yeah, because you know, people, you get the response from people, and you hear what they want. So you know, as long as it's within your budget and what you can do, then we'll sort of add it into the book. Initially, we had Ewoks and the droids figures as an add-on, but with the response we got, people thought it should be in the book, so we've decided to include it in the book as part of the standard feature. Other things are it goes into the mail order stuff, so it'll reference all the Spiegel and Aldens and Sears catalogs as to where, you know, what figure sets came with those.
Look at Andy's face.
Look
at Andy's face.
Well, let me tell you why I'm looking forward to this, because if you can't tell by my face, I am 100% looking forward to this. So I've got a few Star Wars collector books, a couple of Steve Sansweet books, another one, and here's the deal with those. One of them is exhaustive, and there's like little check boxes, like I've got this and this and this, and there's different variations of figures, vehicles, play sets, toothbrushes, lunch boxes, posters, and you know, it's exhaustive. But everything's crammed really small. Some of them are color, some of them are black and white, and you can go through and checklist everything that you have, and it's just a way to keep inventory, basically, with a basic picture. And then, like, one of the Sansweet books that I have is great. It's informative, color pictures, but it's not exhaustive. It just gives you like the front of the card, or it gives you the loose picture of the vehicle. And while it's great and that's informative and the book's nice, this is where your book is going to bridge those two kinds of collector books. And it's going to be, first of all, it's massive. Right? So, I mean, and massive in size and massive in its depth, but you've got 360-degree view pictures of the figures, of variations of the different cards they come on.
Innovations,
and that is so, like, I wish I could have had this book 10 years ago. It would have saved me as a collector. It would have saved me from making ill purchases. It would have saved me from buying two of the same one, you know, that I unintentionally got. It just, I can't be more excited about this thing, and I wish you would have done it 10 years ago. So
I wish I had the idea 10 years ago.
The second thing I'm really looking forward to is some of the add-ons that you're including, you know, with your different levels of backing, and how this is different than like a HasLab project. If HasLab reaches so many, you know, they'll keep adding things. What I like about you guys have given some options. You can choose, you know, what you want to support and get in return. And we're getting the posters, and like I can't remember the tier, or I don't know if it's a silver package or
yeah,
if
there's a
it's
silver pack. So you get the silver dust jacket with it. You'll get the silver stickers applied to the book and to the cover, so you can't mix them up. So they'll be issued with numbers, so you can't mix them up. And we've got the gold one as well, but the gold one sold out pretty quick when we first launched it, which is one reason why we brought the silver one out, because we was getting a lot of people saying, "Can't you just produce more gold ones?" But we didn't want to dilute the exclusivity of that. We bought out 77, and we originally was going to release just 60 of them, but we because of people sort of really wanted it, we decided to do the whole 77.
Well, hey, Gilster 37, he super chatted us $4.99. That's his thing. We love Gilster. We have a show. We should have a show like 3 times a week. We'd make like $15 a week off Gilster. So that's awesome. No, he's an amazing supporter, but he asked a great question. How can people help back the book? And thank you so much, Gilster, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, Gilster. Well, at the moment it's on Kickstarter, so we're trying to raise the funds to get the book produced. Obviously, it is a big book, and it's not cheap to print. And a lot of people have sort of commented on the price and things like that. But we try to keep the price as low as possible. But what you've got to remember is that this is not a mass-produced book. It's something that we're producing very limited quantity. So it all depends on the response that we get.
Which makes it even hotter for me.
So
makes it even better.
Well, yeah, in the long run, yeah. It's a bit more pressure on us, but we're getting a good response, which is the main thing.
Do you guys mind if we dive into your page and maybe you kind of walk us through how?
Yeah, sure. I highlight some of the elements that are in the book.
And if you can see there, Paul's Collectibles just said sold. You got another backer.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thanks very much, Paul.
Paul's
yeah, so
there it is.
This will just divert people to the actual Kickstarter where they can actually back the book, back the campaign. We're not too far off our target at the moment, so we're almost there.
I got to tell you, I love the cover. I love the art. I think.
We have had we had a small group of people that have criticised it and sort of said that it's not Star Warsy enough. But from our point of view, we wanted something that was a bit, had Star Wars elements in there, but it was a classic looking book.
Exactly,
like you're saying about all the other books, we don't think there's one out there like this, which is like a coffee table type of book, which has got the size and the dimensions that it has, and it's a classic case-bound book. I mean, there are other Star Wars books, like, say, the Blueprints book or something like that, if you're familiar with that one.
I think it just, like you said, I think it has a very classy, almost romantic feel to it. This is something that my wife would allow me to put on the coffee table. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is cool. This is super cool. And I think it, I mean, I held up a book that just looks like Star Wars. It's actually comparatively not very attractive at all. The book.
Is that Mark Bellomo's book?
Yeah, Mark Bellomo's book. And so,
yeah, I mean, we have all the books as well. So we're fans of those books as well, because
they're great books
over the years.
And this one just has style. It has style. So to hell with the haters. I'll say it right here.
Thanks for that.
It's been a hot debate, that cover, but yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, no. The internet's made for debate, which is
absolutely. You can't please all the people all the time. So
especially when it comes to Star Wars.
So you obviously got the dust jacket with it, so it's very classical style book.
Wonderful. And then look at that. You got some good representation. I know we're holding it up on the screen here, but if you really want to deep dive, obviously go to this page and really get a good look. And a good description of the different offers. So that's just great. And then this is where, if we go all the way back to the top, I'm sure that looks like a clickable link. That'll dive them right into the Kickstarter, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
And also on the homepage as well.
And you guys had on your homepage, you have the silver edition, and so tell everyone about that.
There's a few left of those, so I mean they're going pretty quick. But like I say, the gold ones pretty much went on day 1, day 2 sort of thing. So That was a response to that, really. People wanted the gold one, but we didn't want to dilute that, so we all brought out the silver version. It's a little bit cheaper. It'll be a little bit more in terms of a run, so there'll be more copies of it.
But tell them, look,
it'll be an exclusive.
The book is awesome. The book looks awesome, but there's so much more in this package. Can you walk through that really quick?
Yeah, sure. We've got obviously the book itself. You've got 4 posters there. One will be all the card front sequences. So it'll be every character or figure's card, whether it be on a Star Wars or an Empire or a Jedi or a Power of the Force card. So it'll show all the card fronts for all the characters. And then there's also all the card backs as well, with all the stickers that went with the card backs. So there's a poster showing all of that, plus all the predicted cards. And there'll be stickers for the poster that you can update the poster to as well. Wow. And then there's also a classic figure collection style poster, which is based on the sort of the later 92 back, is it? I can't think off the top of my head, but the latest sort of style card backs. And then there will be a 4th poster, but that's something that's in the works at the moment. So, but I'm sure that when people see it, they'll be pleased with it.
Sorry,
and
Greg,
the edition stickers.
Well, I got to say, as excited as I am for the book, and Andy and I talked about this, I'm probably just as excited for the posters. I mean, we're suckers. We'll pay too much for anything. Not that this is too much, but meaning without the book, it'd be too much for the posters. But I'm just excited for all of that. So, holy cow! So, and everyone that's watching and listening now and in the future, until this Friday is what, the 18th?
Actually, it's the 20th. I've just looked. It's
20th.
Okay. It ends.
All right. So until the 20th,
it's a Sunday. Is that Sunday?
Yeah,
it must be. Yeah, I think 17th Friday. So the link's down in the description. It'll take you to their homepage, which then you can click on what you see on the screen there if you want to dive right in and get to their Kickstarter page. Guys, I just got to say, was there anything else you wanted to add before we let you get back to sleep? You souls.
At this time of night, there's nothing I can think of. But thanks for having us on and giving us the time, really.
Yeah, go have a look for yourself. Any questions? Hit us up. We're always
we're accessible with you guys. Love it. And all the others that Greg manages.
And if for some reason you get lost, of course you can reach out to Andy and I at Holo Chronicles, and we'll point you in the right direction. This is a major collectible item. Andy got to go on his little rant. I'm going to take mine. This one, when I saw it, I was like, man, this is something I want in my collection, especially as a collector of vintage figures, and really as a guide. I think it's fantastic for that, and a couple cool things to hang on the wall to make my collection look even cooler. I can't stress it enough. And obviously, how many? I guess we didn't get this answer. How many total volumes are being printed?
Well, at the moment, we're looking around about 1,000, but they vary in terms of what, whether they're the gold ones or the silver ones.
Right. So you can get in on an exclusive collectible item right now. I mean, highly exclusive. So,
I mean, for sure that the silver and the gold will be fixed at those quantities. So depending on how things change down the line, and we have got if this is successful, then we will look at volume 2, which will be vehicles, creatures, and play sets. So.
That's perfect.
Perfect. Before we get you out of here, are you guys vintage figure collectors yourselves?
Yeah, I like a bit of hot toys, and I've got all the loose figures. I've got a few carded ones, but I don't have the whole range of the carded ones as much, as what I'd like. But yeah, I sort of go through phases. So sometimes I'll be collecting vintage, and then I'll be sticking to the sort of hot toys 1/6, 1/4 sort of scale.
Well, bless you for having a book phase. That's great.
Yes.
To the benefit of all of us, this is pretty good. This is really good. So, all right, guys, any final words before we send you on your way and back to your pillows?
No, just thanks very much. Thanks for having us, and back to book.
Well, we've got a great community here in the chat and beyond, and I know they'll be putting the word out for you guys. And let's hit that mark before Sunday.
Excellent.
Thank you
very much.
Awesome.
READFIVE Designs. READFIVE Designs, everyone. Again, you can find them in the link in the description and
at Twitter or Twitter at READFIVE.
Yep. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great night.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh, Josh.
Man, I'm stoked. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I have to be honest with you. I am selfishly glad that I have one. And I am also selfishly ready to show it off to the idiots that didn't buy one. So,
and to all of those who might criticize this book, oh my gosh.
You can come over to my coffee table and I hit you in the head with it.
Oh my gosh. I might buy one just to show you where I can put it. So I've got 4.
I just got it. I'm sorry.
Okay. I've got 4 collector books.
Sure.
The Star Wars Wish book, right?
Oh, okay.
This is, this is what I was talking about. Small, you get one shot, one picture. It's very small, all sorts of collectibles. That's fine, but it does not look like a leather bound with gold foil. High class.
I don't know how you could. I don't get it. Especially for the holidays. I mean, if you, I know the book won't be shipped by the holidays, but what I'm saying is, these are the covers we're dealing with here. Is this what you wanted?
This is honestly, this is useless. It's the Beckett. It's the. It doesn't. It's not incredibly helpful because it doesn't have everything of any particular. Like, I mean, there are things in there if you're just starting, sure. But then we get here. This is a little chewed up. This is a Sansweet book. And
that's a classic right there.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of history behind, the scenes and stuff like that, and it's good for that. This one's my favorite. Another Sansweet. But it's got great high quality pictures, but it's everything. It's not just figures. And so READFIVE, it's just the figures. They're going to do a section on the Ewoks line. They're going to do a section on the droids line. They're going to do vehicles and play sets, but it's just the vintage stuff. And oh man, can you tell I'm a little excited about it?
I can, and let's rein you in a little bit. Let's rein you in. We can't give it all away before we actually have the book, right?
I know. Anyway, we gotta leave something to talk about later.
Leave something to talk about. Let's leave one final plug. It's READFIVE Designs. Link in the description. Go back it. It's a great gift for yourself or for anyone that loves Star Wars. I mean, I would be honored to have somebody buy that for me. I'm just kidding. I already bought it for myself, so don't think about it. All right, we need to move on, Andy. We have to move on because this is one of those topics that you and I can do a 2-hour run on in our own time. But we have other people in the chat, and we have somebody in the wings.
Oh boy, let's bring him up.
This handsome son of a gun right here. I don't even know what to do.
Does he have theme music?
He should. It would be pretty jazzy, I think. But here he is, our very own David Amelotti. Ammo himself is here. Woo!
Welcome, David.
Joining us from the Beyond the Blast Doors Network and host of the Beyond the Blast Doors Live every Wednesday night. This guy, Andy, we're going to have to take it a little slow, just so he can get his host chops up for us here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, look, he's already flexing his B-Wing.
Hey,
Lego B-Wing. I love that thing.
Is it my time to talk? Am I allowed to talk yet?
Oh, David, welcome in.
I didn't know if I was allowed to talk yet. I was just
David,
keep riffing.
What'd you think about that book, David?
Yeah, come on.
Listen here. So first off, I don't know how you don't back that book after you hear those two guys talk about it. Like, the enthusiasm was incredible, and it's like the attention to detail. And not to be disrespectful, but Andy, the books that you just showed, they look like crap. I'm not really interested in them. Listen, a book is out of date when it shows a Mace Windu figure with a blue lightsaber. Like, folks, maybe we should have asked a few more questions before we publish this book cover. I think you have to check it out. I think it's awesome that they stayed up so late to talk with you guys, which I think that just speaks to not just the level of detail that they want to give their product, their book, that they want to share with the fan community, but it says something about the people who want to have a conversation just about it, the love of the toy, which is so cool. So yeah, if you haven't already, go ahead and consider backing that because you're supporting great dudes. It's a great effort. And who knows if you're able to get this project completely greenlit, who knows what they'll do next, because your support empowers them to do something, a sequel, or maybe there's a different aspect of collecting that they want to tackle. So get them to this point, and maybe you'll see what's next. Listen, if you back the Razor Crest after that thing got blown up to shit on the show, you might as well throw a couple $100 their way,
Oh, well, and even to further that point, I think if we hit the mark that they're shooting for, they'll include the original 12-inch figures in a section of the book. So, like, if you like vintage figures, play sets, and vehicles, this is it. End of story.
It's a collectible all on its own. It's a collectible all on its own. That's why I enjoy it so much, because I'll be happy to leaf through it. And sometimes for me, and like you said, Andy, those are research books, right? And then to the point of the other books, they form, like I have the Mark Bellamo, whatever you say. I mean, it's great. It's great. It helped me in my quest for vintage figures. It has stuff. I'm not going to display it for everyone, but point's already been made. This book is elegant, and I'm ready to have it. All right, David, we brought you in for Mando Monday.
Guys, I'm so excited. As someone who doesn't have a whole lot of Mandalorian merch, I'm excited to see how they're going to just suck my dollars away in the new year.
Well, it's almost like we get a take from someone, we get a take from a fresh point of view, right? Like, I wouldn't spend money on that. But I think we have some exciting things to talk about this week. And I don't know, Andy, did you have anything you want to add, or you want to dive right in?
Oh my gosh.
Who is this?
Saxon. This is my buddy Saxon, like high school friend. I haven't seen him in a very long time.
Oh, we're having a class reunion here.
Yes.
On the Chronicles.
Kelso 95. All right. Hey, Saxon. Hey, text me, man. What's up?
don't just lurk.
Yeah. Just lurk. But Josh, do you have a drop for what we're about to do?
I think I do.
Mando Monday Mania.
It's even in stereo. So if you're wearing headphones, it goes beep, beep, on both sides. It like passes through your brain, makes you feel good. You're ready for Mando Monday. Okay, our first item. And we have multiple shots of this item for some reason, but I'm going to give them all to you.
Oh, there's reasons.
Oh, there's reasons. All right, Andy, lead us off. You know which one I'm talking about. Here's the first pick. Here it is. Our first item is this little fellow. Can't believe we get one of these guys.
So this is a plushie. It's called the Grogu with Pram, and for those that don't speak the Queen's English, a Pram is the little buggy that he floats around in.
We'll let Shabby define that for us. It's like what your little bloomer in when you're taking him down to the saucy. Yeah, I think that's what he would say.
I don't know how you guys sleep at night, but sometimes I like to put a pillow between my legs. And I think I would,
you got a little Pram man down there. All right,
I just put a little baby Grogu down there. Just
go to the next one because as cute as it is, and it is cute, just keep going, Josh.
Okay, all right. I just had a good Frammy hit the nail on the head here.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, here we go. So we're gonna get a different shot here. Boom.
Oh, okay. A little more. It looks like it might be folding backwards, Josh.
Oh,
what's the next picture?
Oh,
oh!
I like we flash in between, like we're just as excited. David finally gets to just watch the screen and not have to do everything, which is fun for him, I'm sure. And then ultimately, you get this guy.
There you go.
I feel like I just watched A Natural Birth.
A little bit.
Let's go through it. There it is.
It's opening up. He's coming out. He slides out. And
it's a baby.
Congratulations. It's a Grogu.
That's cute. That's really cute. Great for like a little one.
So, I mean, we've selected 4 kind of items to go through out of the things that were announced today. And there wasn't anything super exciting that they'll build here. But this was the first. It's cute. It's plush.
It's pretty cute.
And as if we didn't have enough Grogu merch out there, now we have this.
I will say over the crystal Grogu we got last week, I would pick this. So there you go. Right? Taking them down to the side. It didn't work. Dang. I thought a saucy would hit home with the Brits. I don't know. At least he's listening. All right.
What we have next here is from the Black Series Archive selection.
Right.
And
Oh,
this is the next wave of the archive selection. Now the archive selections are repacks.
That's what I was gonna say. I got to get Shabby's take on these.
Because they just come in different packaging. So they've been archived, and I'm using air quotes.
Archived.
But I don't mind these figures. And I didn't mind them when they came out the first round. But it's just a little different packaging. You know, it's like it would be the equivalent of getting a Luke Skywalker farm boy vintage on an Empire Strikes Back card. You know, so it's the same figure but a different card. And we just had a stand. Yeah.
So David, that's what I was going to do. I was going to come back to you since you are our guest host. How do you feel about anything that's been repacked as a collector? So let's say that you just bought your beautiful B-Wing Lego 5 years ago, and then they come out with a different one, which they've done numerous times with the Falcon, right? They come out with a different one, and it's a little bit different or a little bit bigger or whatever. How do you feel about repacks?
Well, as someone who has followed the Lego brand specifically for 20-something years, yeah, it's annoying. A better example is the Land Speeder. They do Luke's Land Speeder every 3.5 months. There's like 75 different versions of this damn Land Speeder. But I think with Black Series, it's way better. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm a big Cad Bane fan, okay? Love talking about Cad Bane, do it almost every day, right? A bounty hunter out of Clone Wars. I miss the original Cad Bane figure that came in the deluxe box. You got him and his droid, both blasters. It was a really sharp-looking case, and it was right around the time that Hasbro decided to switch the casing of the Black Series figures from the standard black with the red numbering or the red backing to like these gorgeous like portraits on the side of the spines. And now they're so detailed, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I missed out on that. So what's come out now is we've got another Cad Bane figure coming out, which is so exciting for me. I'm going to jump on that. That's $33. If I wanted to get that original Cad Bane, it would cost me $150 or more looking elsewhere. So
you're saying that repacks might be a little better economically for collectors that are getting in at whatever point they're getting in at.
Oh, for sure. I mean, for me, because I'm not someone who collects as the figures come out. I've gotten a little bit more like that since becoming friends with you guys and watching your show and getting excited for certain items that, you know, when the pre-order drops on Amazon, I want to jump on that. And for example, that Death Trooper, I really want that Death Trooper. I really want that Shore Trooper. And so these are cost-effective ways for me to get that figure. Now, do I miss out on that original casing that is a little bit cooler for display? Probably. I am one of those people that if I get a really cool figure, I'm probably going to keep it in the box for display sake.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Are you in the box or out of the box kind of guy? I mean, you know.
Well, as
I see you do have some Black Series. You're representing back there. You got a nice little display of Black Series.
You know, my whole life has been like, are you in or you out? Like in high school, it was like, are you in the closet? Are you out of the closet? And, you know, and now it's like I'm a grown married man. It's like you keep them in the box, you take them out of the box. Like, what do you do? And you know, I got to make sure. I kept a promise. I got to reach out. This is so tacky me to do, but. This was one of the greatest gifts I've ever been given, and it's from Andy. I am a huge.
He is the best gift giver. I'll tell you what.
He's gentle when he cuddles. And when I got this, I was blown away.
I like to be the big spoon.
Beard, you shaved mofo. Oh, there it is.
So this is the Clone Trooper, right? General Kenobi from the Clone Wars, and it's my favorite version of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the deal that I had to make with Andy, and it pained me, was if I got this gift, I had to take it out of the box. So
wow, Andy, what a jerk!
So no, I mean,
I know I didn't do that. I didn't do that for Shabby. I think he would have cried if I.
And you know what, Andy? It bit me in the ass because my cat found General Kenobi and ate the blade.
I was going to say the saber looked unignited.
That's all right.
Strikes again.
That's funny.
That's too good. That's too good. Oh my gosh, the chat is lighting up. But yes, David. Good. So good take. Look, no, you made me feel better. I have some vintage figure or some repacks, whatever you want to call them. What are they called? I forget.
Yeah, repacks. The archive series.
Archive series. There. I wanted to say vintage series. I have the archive series. I have a few, and as a matter of fact, I was just going through my collection, and I was like, man, I've got these guys in the red boxes that are all lined up with the what do we call it? It's not Dewey Decimal System.
It's
anymore.
on the screen. It's on the screen.
Oh, the Chewy Decimal System. Thank you. The Chewy Decimal System. What a setup. Look at us. We're like pros.
I know.
The Chewy Decimal System.
It's like we planned it.
is all lined up. I'm a reformed Black Series collector now, so it's all lined up, and these kind of just throw a monkey wrench in my display ability. So if I already have the character, I don't know. But I liked your take on, like, if you're getting back in and you wanted to get a character that's super valuable or more expensive in the Black Series, packaging, you can grab it again. My only question would be, does it devalue that Black Series character?
But here's the thing, though: are you collecting to flip that collectible later on, or is there is there something attached to it that you care about? Like for me, I really like Bespin Luke. I think that is a badass costume design, and I love Empire, and so I have the 3/4 inch Luke with the magnet in his hand, and it came with the metal hilt, right? So he could actually kind of have that force ability. That came out in like 2004, 2005. I can love that figure. And they made a Black Series version of that. Now, if I want the original, well, that's a lot of money. I don't know if I like it that much, but I do like it enough to where if I can find the second version, the archive version, the vintage version rehash, I can find that for $25, and then okay, maybe it's worth it,
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let me go back to your value point, though. It's not that I'm going to flip them. It's just that I know. Right, Andy? Right, Andy? Right? Am I right?
There's truth to that. There's truth to that. And by the way, thank you, Sam. We appreciate you too, buddy.
Oh, super chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially, I don't really know how to say this, but I don't buy things necessarily with the intent on getting rid of them. Okay. But sometimes I do get rid of them. There have been times, and Josh knows this, where I have collected something and then I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm pivoting and going in a different direction.
You pivot more than a ballerina, my friend. Or is it pirouette?
They pirouette.
Pirouette. That's
and they curtsy.
He does that more too.
So do you know would you even know what fifth position means if I ask you what fifth?
Yes. It's a feet out and yes. Is that it?
Or is it down low? I can't remember if the hands are up or
down.
Got
a couple of girl dads on the show. Major.
No, I've been in 3, maybe 5. Anyway, go ahead. I was a good football player. That's what.
Sure you were, Josh. Yeah, sure you were.
We're talking Star Wars right now.
Over the mountain.
Throw that football a quarter mile. But anyway, no, the repacks are great especially if you're an out of the box, because you don't have to pay the big bucks for the cardboard, which is essentially what you're doing. So I'm totally okay with them. Some people are annoyed by them, but they serve a purpose. And even if you keep them in the packaging, like they're a less expensive way to get the figures that are older and might be more expensive. Like the last wave that came out, Commander Cody was in it in the archive series. Well, if you get the Commander Cody in the original packaging, it's 2-3 times as much, that you'd have to pay. So I don't mind them. I'm not mad at them. I may or may not buy them, but that's, for you to decide. That's for everyone on their own to decide. So that said, okay, Josh, let's get to a new Black Series figure. And for me,
I'm stoked. You're stoked. I'm stoked. Are we stoked?
I'm so happy right now.
We are all stoked for this.
David's stoked. Andy's stoked.
Give it to me, man.
Blammo!
Oh my God.
Very pretty.
This is incredible.
Like I said, as a reformed Black Series owner, I am pretty excited about this. And look, we'll come back to the box, because I know we're going to talk about that. And David already touched on like this new Black Series look, but look at that sculpt. It's great. I mean, that is Katie Sackhoff right there. That is like, it's blowing my mind.
I'm really into it. And I like the weathering. I think that's something that, like the detail, like especially on the shoulder padding. That's not the actual term that you would give the Beskar armor, but like on those shoulder pieces and then her leg pieces, like you can see like the wearing on that. I think that's super cool. Just like how we love how Star Wars is lived in. I like it when the figures look like they've got a little experience as well. And so I know that a few of us, Sam Carey, for example, pre-ordered it earlier today. I put the link out there. Yeah, I this is one that I
have not. And by the way, it's Pauldron and Bracer, but I have not.
Thank you.
I have not pre-ordered this, so I'm bummed because I think I'll be too late.
You're
I
the
think
only
it'll be
one
great.
on this podcast who hasn't, Josh.
Oh, I'm such a jerk. All right. Now here's another stance.
That's why I'm buying the
that right
figure.
there,
I saw
right?
this image.
Right? You're just going to take her out of the package because Andy told you to, and you're just going to put her in that
Well,
stand.
that's not going to happen. But I'll tell you this. I think what's so impressive and what I liked about her debut in The Mandalorian and this figure is the accuracy with the blasters. Like, they really do look how they did in the animated series. And I really didn't think that was likely. But I could say the same thing about the Darksaber. I think it's a pretty good transition from animated to live action. The blasters here look good. And again, okay, if I do take it out of the box, it's this pose.
That's why you buy 2. You always pre-order 2. Or 3, actually. It's 3 by the rule of SNL.
They would only let you on the Hasbro site pre-order 2.
Okay, so you can't get one.
But I don't know about Entertainment Earth. I pre-ordered mine on Entertainment Earth.
Cracking across them, so you can do both sites, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the box and hit on David's point one more time.
Hit on my point.
So these boxes are pretty cool, and they're starting to do this, and I'm just catching on. And I know that we've is that Gilster?
Gilster, yeah. Don't worry, it'll be an archive collection pretty soon.
Oh man, Gilster gets his money worth on here.
Yeah, he does. Yes, he does.
I saw a comment, I think it was in one of our chats, that said, I wish they'd made the boxes kept them square or whatever, rectangular instead of this angle. I'm on the fence about this. So because what I did immediately after seeing that comment is I went back and I lined up some of my boxes and then turned them sideways so that they'd have a flush view. Let's say we're putting them on a shelf and you really want that mural to pop. It does take away like one box worth of room. So it is kind of from a display standpoint. I mean, and as us as collectors, this is a big concern. I mean, we just had Marshall Julius on. His room is to the hilts. He's
floor to ceiling. Yeah.
He's actually got some stuff that he just poked into his ceiling to mount it. So, we always have to consider space. We always have to consider, look, unless you're stupid like me, you don't buy things and keep them in bins.
Why
you want to
do that.
Right. It's not my fault. This is a different show that's called like Holochronicles counseling session. And then we sit down, I lay on the couch over here.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
Is this like what happens when you have your wife come down to your lair and you're like, hey, so what do you think about this? And then she's
your
like,
secret underground.
No, it's a good point, David. Yes, there's counseling sessions that go on. That's why I have a couch down here. It's just to lay on it and to.
I'm here to wipe away your tears.
Oh, thanks.
How does that make you feel?
How does that make you feel? I don't know, but like the comment from Apprentice Ewok, the mural idea was awesome. So there's different.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. You were going to say.
I think it's super appealing to me because I like shiny things, and so when you line up the series, like for me, it's a really good hook. Okay, if I have the expendable money, you have a better chance now at getting me to just say, all right, I'm going to buy this whole series because I know when I put them up next to each other, they're going to look great from the side, and it'll be great to see, those individual characters in the box. I think a great example is if you ever watch Around the Galaxy on Tuesday nights here on Beyond the Blast Doors, Pete Fletzer has the Rebels line, which is the purple mural of all the Rebels characters. And that's a trend I wish I would have jumped on, and I was late and I missed out on those figures. And let me tell you, they look really good on his shelf. So if you're someone that wants to try and get into Black Series, I think now is the time. I mean, I got into it when they restarted with the black and red. So I had the Rey, the Finn, the Kylo, those original 5. And I think I got up to 20. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just buying these because I'm trying to get every single one. And I don't even give a rip about every.
That's why they invented the Dewey Decimal System. It just blends to our brain. That's what you want. I'm
selling.
What comes after 30, 31? What comes after 31, 32? And then you just keep going, man. You just keep going. Look at Shabby. He dances on Friday, and that is actually just to expend energy that is used for counting.
Because he's missing 4.
Yeah, he's like, 42. I think he's missing.
If I have any of the ones he's missing, I will just give them to him. I don't want these damn things anymore. I've got the ones that I care about. They're on the top, right? I got Thrawn. I got Ahsoka. I've got Hera. I got Krennic. Got like every Imperial Trooper. That's good enough for me. That brings me joy. Those ones bring me joy. All the rest, I'm gonna probably flip.
I think
Kids don't want a box like that.
I think I just invented a hot take.
Okay, hot take. What is it?
Did Hasbro Black Series, did they make a misstep by replacing numbers with murals?
No, I think they should have done it from the very beginning.
So you think that now connecting images is as important as connecting numbers?
I just think it's the same approach. It's a different aesthetic. Do you want
imagine Mount Rushmore with no Abraham Lincoln? Like,
you heard it here first, folks, on the Hall Chronicles. You can take, there's a direct comparison between Mount Rushmore and the Black Series murals.
Okay.
Perfect. That's a perfect analogy. I love it.
If that's too crazy for you, think of Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper, but no John the Apostle.
Or the Beatles walking across that crosswalk
with no crosswalk.
Exactly. I mean, we're people of lists. The lists go on and on.
I just know that when I was in, okay, this is going to date me, but in grade school was when Pokemon came out. It was really hot, right? And so what did you want? You wanted all 151 original Pokemon. And the first adult purchase I made with my second paycheck as an adult,
David,
I finished off my original 151 collection. So that's the power of a numbering system, is that at 22 years old, I finished this collection off that I started in the 3rd grade. So I think Black Series.
How did you ever get married? I'm just kidding.
I found a woman that has terrible taste in men. I finished this whole system off. And so, yeah, Black Series could have kept going on that number system and we would have all been right there. But when you put this out and then you compare that to that mural, it's a no-brainer. And if you're going to dig your heels on, find something more important to dig your heels into, okay?
Right. It's a number system here. Now, I will say this. I got to walk into my office where I keep the majority of my collection. Here in the layer is kind of all the stuff I've collected while we do pods, and it just forming a pile. But where my collection is in some sort of order, I just walked in. I took my girls in there. I'm like, hey, if you want to buy Christmas presents,
lovely.
Find the number that's missing, 1, 2, or 3. And so they did. And I'm missing some inexpensive Black Series, just some that just kind of fell by the wayside. I never found them in the stores or ordered them. So they can go and I think I'm missing number 3. That's like a $14.
You are?
Yeah, on eBay, like $14. You don't give me one. My kids will probably get me one right now, because if I know that my kids are going to start at the lowest number, which to them would seem like the easiest way to go. And
I got 3. It can be yours if you want it.
Ooh, well, I might be up after Christmas.
Keep that in the back pocket. Josh, we've got one more to show here. Then we can wrap up.
Do we?
We can.
Oh, we do.
We do. We do.
All right, here it goes. Ready?
For the Funko lovers, this popped today.
And me. Oh, hey,
that's pretty good.
It's a pop and shirt combination, much like the one we got last 2 weeks ago with Moff Gideon and a shirt. So this is IG-11 with the Grogu and the baby punching pouch. And yeah, I don't think we need to spend a ton of time on this. I will say one thing that we did not post a picture of that is out today is a Mayfield cardboard cutout life size.
Oh, darn it.
Okay.
We've been
it's Mayfeld. It's Mayfeld.
Mayfeld. I know. I said it right last week and you didn't, but that's okay.
Mayfield.
Gosh, poor David. Why did he agree to come on the show? We're just going to beat him up.
Yeah. Why am I here?
So anyway, you're here. You got that, my man. You got to take. All right.
That concludes our Mando Monday Mania for this week. We've got one more left to do, and hopefully Hasbro decides to go out with a bang and throw out a few quality collectibles and toys that we can all get excited about, like we were excited about the Bo-Katan figure today.
I'm very excited about Bo-Katan. I think that's a great addition. I think they did a great job on the sculpt. They obviously had some pre-knowledge of what was going down. So I think we're going to see some awesome stuff from Black Series, which,
what do you
I'm very excited about.
what do you not have from Mando Mondays that you're still craving? Because at this point, you've gotten really cool figures. You've gotten the Nerf rifle. I thought the Nerf rifle last week from, well, whatever. It's a Nerf rifle, right? The Mandalorian's rifle. I thought that was super cool. I feel like every week there's been at least one item where you're like, well, there's my money.
We got a crystal child.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So I mean, what are you?
Andy, that's a good question. Andy, why don't you take that? What would make you just? Because right now, look, I coined the phrase "Blando Mondays" last week.
Did.
That was a real jerk move, and now we have not used that hashtag because we enjoy this. Come on, that's like being a whiner about the fact that we're getting Star Wars content, no matter what.
Or the fact that the READ5 book is too nice.
It makes me hurt.
Aren't those the people that are the worst?
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Nice. I don't get it. I hated it. It kind of had like a nutcracker feel, you know.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pick at the scab. Okay, let's.
Yeah.
You asked me a question. I'm going to answer it. I would love, and I know this won't happen next week because these things take a little bit longer to develop. But I would be over the moon if we got a Night Owl Black Series helmet.
Okay. So you're going for, you want like the major purchase is what you're looking for.
Well, I feel like because, and this is me personally, because I've moved away from Funko, because I've began distancing myself. I'll buy the occasional Black Series now, but they either have to be something really awesome like a Bo-Katan or some sort of clone trooper. That's kind of my window. But you know, the Ahsoka sabers, the FX sabers, those are cool. But yeah, if we're hypothetically throwing stuff out there, then I definitely want a Mayfield Black Series or a Bo-Katan Black Series helmet.
I think the Bo-Katan Black Series helmet is a great take, and I think it's one that has to be made. As a matter of fact, and there's for one reason, from a gender perspective, would it not be? I'm thinking hard here. Would it not be the first female connected helmet?
Yeah. Besides the Boosh,
I don't think there's a Boosh Black Series.
No, there is not.
There is not. I have Boosh, but that's custom. Flex it every time I can. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's got real leather on it. You touch this,
it's so nice.
It'll make you famous. Yeah. So I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. If a Bo-Katan helmet comes out, it would be the top selling Black Series helmet. I think it would eclipse the Mandalorian Beskar. I think it would. I think it'd be bigger.
That's fascinating that you say that, because
that's saucy.
I'm writing it down.
I think it's a hot take. I think for anyone watching The Mandalorian and has the money to spend on it, they'll go for it. But I still feel like that would be a little too insider baseball for like the general collector. But then again, I think about it, if you're a Star Wars collector, you've got to be somewhat in the weeds. So all right.
If you bought a Mandalorian helmet from Black Series, it's because you are a fan of the series. So if you wanted to take someone that was maybe a vanilla fan, that's a bad term, a fan that had just been introduced by Mandalorian, then you can answer the question yes to both of those. You can be like, yeah, I want everything from the Mandalorian, which includes Bo-Katan's. Then if you're a fan that goes a little deeper into the weeds, if you're in Rebels or whatever, then you're going to be like, oh my God, I want a Bo-Katan helmet. So that's my take on it. I think, and to take that back, it would be a highly unique helmet. We've gotten all the variations of stormtroopers. We've got all the prototype and Boba Fett, direct helmets. We've got what else is that? We've got a few X-wing pilot helmets and such. But a Mandalorian, Boba Fett isn't a Mandalorian. Now the Mandalorian helmet is, but Boba Fett at the time it was made was not considered a Mandalorian. Now we're starting to think he is, right? But
yes. But
Bo-Katan, I think that's a huge. I think that's a huge get.
The Night Owl look would be super cool.
Yep. So and mark my words, it will sell out quicker than any helmet prior. So you better have your clicking fingers ready.
Okay. Well, I'd be on board with that. It wouldn't. I mean, well, if you just look at the last helmets that they've come out with, the Boba Fett and the Mandalorian and the prototype Boba Fett, those have been very successful. And so for them to to continue the Mandalorian look, like that's a big deal to a lot of people. And to do one that is a female character that also has a unique and very cool look to it, like, I mean, why? That's printing money. Like, you're welcome, Black Series, if you haven't already thought of it. All right, you're welcome.
All right. Well, you answered the question. Is there one thing that would just make you say that Mando Monday has finally done its job? I like David's point. It's like, what more do you want, man? We got all these characters. We got all these great, jewelry pieces and hoodies and Columbia wear and the child Grogu. What
Adidas
more do
shoes.
you want?
Yeah.
You know what? Here's what I would want. I would want to be able to find all these toys on the shelf at either my Target or Walmart or a toy store or whatnot.
Let's not be ridiculous.
So no pre-orders.
That's what I would like. Well, I'm just being honest. Like, I was walking around Target the other day. I got like charcoal. Oh yeah, I got charcoal, Listerine, and Diet Coke. So you can tell how my night went.
Sure.
And
Sounds like you have a tooth problem.
I went by the toy aisle and I looked down the aisle and there were 3 Black Series figures that were just hanging there and it was pitiful. And again, because I'm a baby, I remember 99 and 2000. Like, I remember entire shelves. It was all those action figures celebrating the release of Phantom Menace. So I guess I got spoiled there, and that was a great time to be a child. But I mean, that's what I like to see.
We're not babies, and we also remember 1999.
You probably remember it a lot better than I do. It's one of those figures.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so cool.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. So we are right at the hour mark, and this is I know it's gone by very quickly. That's what happens when you're having a good time.
And thank you so much, everyone in the chat.
Slow down, Josh.
Oh, sorry, you were going to do that.
Because we're going to give the people what they want. We're going to give them 10 more minutes. Okay? Because I have an announcement to make, and then I have one more mini topic that we need to touch upon before we exit the premises. Yes, we have to. The first is that I would just like to welcome and say thank you to our 2 newest patrons, Comic Book NYC and our buddy David McFadden. There are 2 newest additions to our patron family, and we thank you so much. And we just want to remind you guys that if you watch us every Monday night or watch other shows on our network, like David's Beyond the Blast Doors Live, or Pete's Around the Galaxy, or Scotty and Jerry's Bombad Cast on Saturdays, or any of our collaboration pods like we do on Fridays with streaming Star Wars, where we do the Mandalorian recaps and a call-in show, and sometimes we do a Bounty Hunters game show, and all the things, all the content that we try to provide, as well as articles, almost daily articles on our website, that if you partake in the Beyond the Blast Doors experience, then I would encourage, nay, demand that you, for the price of a cheeseburger, support our network. And so
you have so many Patreon coin phrases now. It'll be nay, demand a cheeseburger. That's Andy's new thing. Nay, I demand a cheeseburger.
So
Patreon.
Some people are comfortable with 1 cheeseburger per month, and we very much appreciate that. Others might be willing to do a cheeseburger per week. And
I eat a cheeseburger by night, and that's why I look this way. I have
there you go.
Every damn night. Sometimes it's a single, sometimes it's a double with pickles.
Well, and we've got great support in our chat from a number of our patrons, and I'm so thankful for them, and that they would choose to support us in that way. And so anyway, thank you, David, and thank you, Comic Books NYC, for jumping in on that. We very much appreciate it. Now, our final topic of discussion.
Man.
And I think it's a little bit sad and a lot of bit hilarious. Okay?
Yeah, we might get saucy right here.
Maybe just a little bit.
David, you might be our voice of reason. So that's why we brought you in. We're like, we need a level head, a guy that knows how to use a mic, to keep us from geeking, from freaking out. Not
ladies and gentlemen in the right corner, weighing in at 225 pounds, recently retired, temporarily out of work. He's coming back into the game. Everybody, Josh with the most
225. All right. That's the best announcing you've ever done, David. Thank you.
He's wearing one of the latest products from her universe. He's got a nice ball cap and rubbing his nipples. The man, the myth, the freshly shaven. He is Andy. He only gets a first name introduction.
Lemire. You'll say it right. It's French. You're fine.
It's not my show, so I'm gonna stop.
Oh, you're doing great. We brought you in. It's your show. Your guest host says it on the damn intro.
Placard.
I'm just glad I showed up.
Yeah,
so
too.
we are too, actually. So you might have heard that HasLab is doing the Razor Crest project that we're backing. Quite frankly, we backed the barge 2 years ago.
Everyone on the screen.
We're backing the Razor Crest now, and in case you hadn't heard, the Razor Crest got blowed up.
It got nuked.
Okay,
it literally got what do they call that? Aerial? Orbital assaulted.
Yes,
hard.
it did.
Yes,
aerial orbital.
Here it
assault.
is. Look, if you guys want to tear up again,
yeah,
those are sound effects, and that makes you think there might be a chance it survived. It did not. It's gone.
No, it is gone. It is gone. Just the knob and the spear that was inside of it now exist. So a result to the explosion of the Razor Crest has been some people unbacking the Razor Crest.
Wait, you can unback it?
Well, so
hasn't been delivered. Hasn't been delivered.
But yes, so the money has already been taken, right? So it showed up on my credit card, at the end of that month when it stopped taking backers, and we got close to 30,000 backers. But you can ask for a refund, just like any product. If it hasn't been sent to you yet, you can ask for a refund, and there are people that have done that. So, David, Josh, do you find this to be sad or hilarious?
David first.
Personally, I would not ask for my money. Like, I want the ship. And that's because of all the ship designs that we've gotten over the last 5-6 years. I thought the Razor Crest felt the most Star Wars. I think the ship looks cool. And from like a functionality standpoint, like I love how detailed that ship is. I mean, it's the same reason why I wish, I hope the next one they do is a freaking Slave One, because until the other day, I did not know that the inside rotated. I thought that was freaking amazing. And so for me, I would say that ship was so iconic these first 2 seasons. And I think this series overall is going to mean so much to Star Wars long term that I still want that ship. I still want to be able to display it. I'm hoping that someone can teach me how to install lights on it, because I think that'd be really cool to see it blow up. So like, I've got no desire to return. I'm also getting it partially as a gift. So it would be really rude for me to be like, no, I don't want any more. No, I want the damn thing. I don't know. This is just what happens. I mean, I guess it is kind of a letdown. Like, you thought this ship was going to carry on more. Do you really need that ship? Do you really want to spend $350 on a ship that only makes it, a season and a half? I mean, that's up to you. But I think it's a really cool ship. I think it's really cool to get something this detailed. And it's still going to look really great on your shelf. And you now have the story of like, yeah, I got this. And then the next week, they blew it up.
Josh, what do you think about it?
Oh, I have so many points. I don't know if I should go
Preach.
off or not. Okay.
Give me 2.
I'll give you 2. I'll give you 2. There's 2.
Show me 1. Give me 2.
I'll give you 3. So, first of all, we can just hit the normal point, the most obvious point. Okay, which is HasLab. HasLab's first creation was what?
The
Andy?
barge.
It was the barge. Can you tell me where the barge currently resides?
In the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, and all around it. Okay, so the barge was nuked. The barge was absolutely obliterated by Leia and Luke on their way off. And Dunzo. Do we hate the barge now? Did we not back the barge because we lost the barge? No, we backed the barge because it is an icon of the saga. Now, let's talk about screen time. How much screen time has the Crest had in comparison to any other ship? And I will say this, save the Falcon. The Falcon may be the only ship in the Star Wars universe that has had more screen time than the Crest. Yep. Now, the Falcon still lives, as far as we know. They didn't destroy it in any saga. Oh, he wants to time me out. He's timing me out. He's timing me out.
Do TIE fighters and X-Wings count?
No, not individually, because even Luke's X-Wing didn't get enough screen time, even though we pulled it out of the freaking water and flew it back to Exegol or whatever. So I'm saying screen time, from a screen time perspective, the Crest has had as much as the, and I say this with conviction, the most iconic spaceship, starship, whatever you want to say, in Star Wars history, which is the Falcon. I mean, we could probably do the math. I actually have a math question for the group later. But anyway, we could probably do the math, and we're going to find, wow, it's pretty close. So come on. How many Falcons do you own, backers? You own all of them, or you own one of them, or you own none of them because you're just a troll. So those 2 points. And then the last point I have, because I said I'd give you 3, even though you requested 2. That's what I am. I'm a giver. It's in a galaxy far, far away. By the way, a long time ago.
Wait,
the Falcon, it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. The Falcon, it's scrap now. It is dust. Wow. It's dust. We were alive before the last particle flew off into the universe. It's gone. So the Crest as dust, who cares? So are you going to throw away all your ships because you're a crybaby about actually witnessing one's demise? I'm done.
I'm really glad that we made this different points, but we're on the same side of this topic, because I thought you were going to call me out for being an idiot. And I was like, no, I think I made some good points. Those are better points. Those are better points why you should still keep the Razor Crest. And you should take it out of the box.
I don't get that, the psyche, and I think the psyche, and that was all, a little bit of a theatrics. The psyche must be, there's more to come. They know there's more to come from the Mandalorian. Therefore, they back the Razor Crest, and so they think they're going to get it in progress with the Mandalorian, and now they'll be sad about it because at that point, the Mandalorian may or should have another way of transportation. That's what they're mad about, and it's stupid. I can't say it any nicer. It's stupid. Now, if they want to unback it, fine. As a matter of fact, I should give out my email address. They can send me their backing. I'll buy it because that bitch is going to be expensive later on. I guarantee it. Go on.
What's that? Holochronicles@gmail.com?
Sure. Start sending your emails. Holochronicles@gmail.com. Here's my back. Here's my back. I want a refund, and I'll give you 75% back. I'm just kidding. I will not do either of those things. Andy, is there room for you? I'm sorry. I was very passionate about this.
You said the lion's share. I don't think we need to expand on that too much more. Other than if somebody unbacks it because they think it's either diminished or the secondary market will have diminished on it, they're actually increasing the value of it in a secondary market by unbacking it and creating fewer of them out there. So
controversy.
It much like a lot of misplaced rage on Twitter, it's actually doing the opposite of what they're hoping it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I find it a bit hilarious and it's I don't know, it was asked in the chat. I don't know how many people have unbacked so far, and I don't know if there would be a way for us to know, because all we know is how many did back it, and that's what's on the HasLab site.
So I want to celebrate the success of this one, though, because to get 28,000 backers, I'm just excited to see what's next. And it's kind of like we talked about early on the show with the book, right? When the guys came on and talk about their book, like back it so you get to see what the next thing is. Because some people in the live chat are saying, well, the Ghost would be a great third ship for them to do. I think it'd be really interesting. What if Thrawn is live action, and what if Thrawn has a ship? Okay, now it's Thrawn's ship. Or if they want to go back to maybe the original trilogy or dare I say, go grab a ship out of the prequels. I can think of a few that I'd like to see. So I still want it to be successful, and I still want, I don't.
Amidala's Naboo, that big silver one. Is that, I can't think.
You
of
could
it.
get, well, I don't know. I think you could do like a cool, like the Queen's, the Royal Starfighter would be really cool.
The AC 130, the ARC 130s.
AC 130. Dang.
Just the yellow Starfighter that blows up the Trade Federation ship at the end of the movie.
Yeah, the Chimera, like Sam Carey said. But let me just put something out there. Here's what I think. The cool thing about this is probably a moot point, is that the crying and the lamenting and the refund requesting is probably done by non-true fans. And by that, and I'm not trying to say that from a stand. I'm trying
True
to say
fans.
Now we're measuring fan.
Let's not fanboy up. I'm not fanboying up. What I'm saying is, and this is something we're actually super positive about, is that The Mandalorian drew new fans to Star Wars. Fans that didn't give a damn about, any of the prequels, any of the sequels, any of the OT. They don't care. But they liked the child, and then they found connections with other characters. And Andy and I talked about this a lot. The Razor Crest became a character, and then that character died after you paid $400 to have that character in a collection that didn't exist yet, because you're just starting it. So while I went on that rant, like I said, a little theatrical, I can understand somebody's maybe kind of take on that. Like, hey, I'm very disappointed. If I'd had the Razor Crest in my possession before it got blown up, I would have thought like, sorry, buddy. But now I don't even have it yet, and you haven't shipped it to me. And why would you ship me? What's the use? Next, it's going to be the friggin' the Shaver Hawk or something. And then I don't want the Shaver Hawk. I want the Razor Crest. That's the best I could do.
Yeah, that was
I went from Razor.
So here's what I actually hope is happening. I'm hoping all of the scalpers who are buying them to just turn and flip for profit, I hope those are the ones that are getting turned off by the Razor Crest getting blown up, and they're discouraged about their investment. I want these to go to people that love and appreciate Star Wars, and maybe they have a collection, maybe they don't, maybe they just think it's a cool ship and they're getting it for their kid, whatever. I want those people to have them. And if no scalpers got any of them because they thought, now instead of it being twice the secondary market value, it's only $100 more than what it was before. That's not worth it. Fine. Move along.
Think if it's spun properly, though, it could go up in value, because now it is literally look, there's no reason for any project, HasLab or otherwise, any toy maker, anyone. We've got the Lego. We didn't get a vintage or a kind of a basic toy out of it. We got a few little ones, Hot Wheels and so forth, but that's kind of it. Like the Razor Crest, while I compared it to the Falcon, is not the Falcon. So it doesn't carry that nostalgia and that timelessness. It is a series that started in 2019 and we're dealing with it right now. So it may not have as much pull as a ship they can just recreate. And by the way,
it's going to only become more popular as time passes on.
I think you're right. So that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, I don't know if you're adding to my point, but like that's why I think owning the Razor Crest now in its perfect form. They came up with the HasLab project before it got its ass kicked and turned into a heap pile.
Yeah.
Before it even got blown up, it got fixed by a
Nubian.
Yeah.
Request
calamari. I mean, literally, when it got blown up, it was like, well, I guess probably the nets were removed by Grief's crew, but whatever. So I'm just saying, I think that the value of the Razor Crest now actually holds and could grow
for sure,
because of you'll never see it again. You're going to see it on my shelf, but you'll never see it again. So
right here.
Yep. So that's my take. I don't know. I think we're in agreement. Let's make a final positive kind of wrap on this so we can get out of here. But give me a break. The Razor Crest is a piece that you have to have. By the way, I've got a Slave One vintage collection that wasn't a HasLab, but we didn't know Slave One was coming back. I didn't know where it was, but I would have kept it. I never was disappointed that I had a toy and thought I'd never see it again. We did see it again. Now my toy seems even more awesome. So I think cool your jets a little bit. I know you're upset. Don't take your passion beyond reality a little bit here.
God, what sage advice.
Sound advice from a wise collector. And I think that's where we'll end it tonight, Josh.
Can I show? Can I show off a few things real quick?
Of course you can.
Can I?
I mean, you're on a toy show, and I know you've been aching. Let's go. I mean, you're on a collector show.
So I'm on a collector show, and I think that's really important to point out because you guys aren't the toy show; you're the collector show. I wanted something that I thought would be respectable to bring on your show because I'm very self-conscious. My collection is not as vast as some others.
Looks good to me, bro.
I remember that I had these, and I'm going to do something with these eventually. So I'm going to show you some of the comics that I got. So if anyone likes comics, I got this guy.
Oh,
love it. Is that an original or a reprint?
This is original number 1. Woo! You see this guy down here? That's the difference between legit and not as legit.
The barcode on the cover.
30 cent on there. Newsstand. Looks pretty good. Spine is in really good condition.
That's hot.
I don't know about you. Anyone who likes comic books, I'm a real big fan of halfback card and the Mylar. I think it makes every comic book cover pop just so much more. And what's great about the Mylar is it actually is made with the material that will protect the coloring of your book. So I store all my comics in the Mylar. So that's this guy right here. So I'm pretty proud of this one. This was a bucket list. I've had someone eyeball it for me. We think this is a 9.4 to 9.6, which really makes me happy. If you can find a 9.8, number one, you're looking at a couple, you're looking at over $1,000 now. 9.6, 9.4, you're looking at a couple $100. So that's pretty cool. I also have
I'll take it.
I bet you would, you son of a gun.
I'll take it.
So I'm a big Star Wars Darth Vader comic book guy. And so I'm really excited to share some of these. Star Wars Celebration Chicago was a lot of fun. One of the greatest things about it was I literally bumped in to Charles Soule. And so I thought that there was a chance that I was going to go to his signing. And I bumped into him before his signing. So I got this Darth Vader number 2 variant. This is the second variant. I've always loved this cover because the water detail on the Stormtrooper helmets is really sick. And I like the slight reflection in Vader's mask, which I think is really cool. Really proud of that one.
And what you can't see in that image, though, is that Vader's got his arm around the trooper's head, and they're about to just like
headbutt,
like football, like bro up. Hey, we got
like Ahsoka and Grogu.
Yeah, let's go to the game.
Yeah,
that's what they're at.
Maybe. I
think that's exactly what they're doing.
This is number 1.
It's a big battle they're about to do.
Oh, look at the signature on the saber. Who did that?
That's Charles, man. Embrace the dark. That's number 1. So I'm
flexing right now. You've never shown us these, huh? You're just kind of hanging out.
This is my favorite Star Wars cover, arguably, that I've come across. And Kamen Coley is the artist on these. Does a great job. This is Vader's helmet eyepiece shattered. You get to see a little flesh. And the thing about Vader that's so cool, right, is when you see him put on the mask and the armor, and he is now more machine than man. Anytime we see a little flesh, it freaks us out. Like how
you get
was that scene in Rogue One? Yeah. Right. So I mean, I thought this, and the detail of the glass shattering, the shards are coming to you. It's kind of 3D. I like it a lot. Also signed by Charles. What else do I have here? I got this is number 25. And this was the final. It was a 25 issue series, started in 2017. Super fun. I mean, I think literally, if I were to rank the Star Wars stories that we've gotten in the Disney era, this is a top 3 story. That's right. A comic book story is in the top 3 for me.
Wow.
And this is number 25. Coming out of the lava like that. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, I'm flexing a little bit.
David, I was going to say, you came on, I think you made the statement like, oh, I'm self-conscious. Look, Andy, I think you'll agree. He'll put a stamp on. You're an OG. You're an OG collector.
Aww.
Give us your final. Give us your final. Let's see this. Oh, that's beautiful.
First appearance of Ahsoka Tano.
Wow.
So what's crazy is this comic came out and no one cared. And then with the emergence of Ahsoka through Star Wars Rebels really made her popular. And of course, now with Rosario Dawson, bring her to live action. This book is going. So these are books that I would consider I'm holding on to. I'm not looking to get rid of those. These are like personal gems, got memories attached to each of these books. Whether it's I read the book and I had to call my friend, or I literally physically bumped into Charles Soule by accident. But yeah, I wanted. Those are the collectibles that I think are worthy of the Holo Chronicles show.
Well, Josh and I are not big comic.
I know that's why it's like, yeah, that's huge.
This is awesome. I love learning about things that I either just haven't gotten into yet, or you know, the reason why we do a collection, a hashtag Show Me Your Collection every Monday, which by the way, a new one is out on the website, www.beyondtheblastdoors.com. And we featured Tim at Boss's Bounty. The reason why we do that is because no collections are the same, right? We're into our own things. David, you're into comics and Legos. You know, I share some of the Lego love with you, but I don't share some of that comic love, and I'm appreciative of what I just saw. And Josh is into different things on his too. So there is room for everybody on this bus. And David, thanks for showing. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for joining the Holo Chronicles. David, you've been inducted into the official collector group. You're part of the BMB, the Blue Milk Brigade. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, no, but welcome to the club. Yeah, I'll send you one. It's medium, right? All right, Andy, you ready to take us out of here? We got to be done for these people. Thank you so much for the chat. Again, if you want to find us, follow us if you haven't already, and we know you all have in here, but this is for the people that catch us on accident later on. You can go to Beyond the Blast Doors, YouTube/Beyond the Blast Doors, or you can find us at Holo Chronicles on Twitter, where we start a conversation with you. We keep it going, and then we keep it going till it gets weird. No, I'm just kidding. We'll include you in all our stuff. But thank you so much for joining us. This has been the Holo Chronicles. Andy, what's the thing that you say when we leave? I can't remember.
Go play with your toys.
That's it.